Hey everyone, so another exciting round of phone battles here. I got LG's flagship phone from 6 months ago, the LG V20, and the flagship phone from the first half of 2017, the LG G6. So the G6 does have better internal specs just because it's a little bit newer. Snapdragon 821 and 4GB of RAM. V20 by comparison, Snapdragon 820 and 4 as well. So on the V20 you have two screens here, one at the top, which you'll see in a minute. And actually both these phones both have 5.7-inch screens, although different aspect ratios. So good look there. And G6 significantly smaller despite that. Alright, so you guys saw there G6 first one to boot up, with the V20 about a couple seconds behind. Alright, so let's make sure everything's closed out. Temper on 2 first. So again, this one should be about 1 or 2 seconds faster on G6. And it is about 1 second. Both phones are maximum brightness. See, I think that the G6 screen does get a little bit brighter than the V20. See in the next. G6. iFunny. G6. YouTube. Looked about a tie. Calculator. Again, this one should be a tie. Clock. eBay. G6. Asphalt 8. And after this, guys, a lot more planned. We got fingerprint scanner, multitasking, camera speed, and web browsing. Alright, so that one looked like a tie to me. So far everything's either been a tie or G6 win. Photos. I think that was G6. ESPN. And this app can be very slow, as I always mention. Alright, so this app may be down tonight. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to close out. ESPN. Alright, so that time it worked. And looked about a tie again. Settings. Once again, I think that was a tie. So far, everything was either a tie or G6 win. Let's look at AnTuTu. So excellent scores on both, but since the G6 has a Snapdragon 21, higher score around 157,000, V20 around 150,000. All right, let's do camera speed. So in terms of rear-facing camera, the V20 has 2. One is 60 megapixels, one is 8, and G6 has 2 as well, both 13. So both phones wide-angle lens on the back. One of them is wide-angle. So I think pretty close. I mean, maybe, I think a little too close to call here. All right, maybe V20 by a hair, but again, I think kind of too close to call that one. Let's do fingerprint scanner next. So both fingerprint scanners are located right here on the back. And it seems most of the phones this year, including the Galaxy S8, are going to have it right here. So I guess it is what it is. Not a fan of where it is, but I guess it's a trend this year. So for both phones, you have to place your finger on the back. Alright, so I think this looks like a tie. Let me know what you guys think, but extremely close here. Alright, let's do web browsing and multitasking. So it's going to go to a few sites. Let's go to IGN first. IGN.com. G6 here. Nintendo. So yeah, I think on G6 is a little better for things like Twitter where you can kind of scroll down the screen. I guess it's really up to personal preference, but you guys can see just because the aspect ratios fit different stuff on the screen. But again, that was G6 there. So G6 winning the first two. Let's go to Yahoo next. And he's going to load up an ad here. Alright, so again, G6. Let's go to Fox News. So we went to CNN earlier. Once again, G6 here. And one last one. Let's go to butler.edu. And again, G6 here. So yeah, pretty clear for the web browsing. Definitely goes G6. Alright, and last, let's do multitasking. But before that, I want to show you guys the design of phones. Because it is pretty big distinction between the two. Now, I mentioned on the V20 you do have this second screen at the top. So it can be very useful for certain things like quick settings. Turn on the flashlight right there. If you're watching something and notification comes on the screen. Things like that, so it is helpful to have it. But in terms of size, obviously on the G6, much smaller bezels. Really no contest there. I mean, look at the bottom bezel and then the top one. Of course, you do got the second screen, so that automatically makes it bigger. But still, I mean, you guys can tell just like looking at the top right there. Huge difference between the two. Now on the back, so on the V20, you do have a slight camera bump right here. On the G6, no camera bump at all. It's just perfectly flat. Although it's not that bad on the V20, just a little bit of a bump. So obviously both fingerprint scans right there. Now on V20, this is all metal on the back. So pretty good material, definitely better than G5. On G6, all glass on the back with metal on the sides. Both phones, USB-C at the bottom, speakers as well. Here is a look at the sides. One side, the top. So again, it's size difference right there. And the other side. So to stack them on top of each other like this, give you guys a look at that. Both phones do have headphones, headphone jack, so with G6 at the top, V20 at the bottom. So yeah guys, I mean in terms of design, I do definitely prefer G6. But again, on the V20 you do have that second screen at the top. And also, on the V20, I'm not going to do it now, I'll do it at the end of the video, but you can remove the battery. You can't do it on G6. Although G6 is waterproof, so I think that's the reason why I did that. Alright guys, so let's do multitasking last. And we're going to go all the way back to the beginning here. And starting with the toughest one first, as usual, we got Temple Run 2. Alright, so very impressive both there. Most phones, what they do is they'll reload this from the start. So great sign for both phones. CNN. G6. iFunny. G6. Yeah, G6 multitasking is phenomenal. YouTube. Once again, we got G6 there. Let's do a couple more and give my final thoughts. eBay. Thai. Photos. Let's do Asphalt 8 and then Chrome last. So another game. Alright, so very good there for both. Maybe a tad bit faster on V20, though I don't think much of a difference. And if I switch to Chrome. Alright guys, so I think pretty clear overall the winner here was the LG G6, as you'd expect. I mean, it does have the Snapdragon 21, is 6 months newer. So in terms of more of the specs, so already covered the screen, already covered the camera. Front camera is 5 megapixels on both. In terms of internal storage, 64 gigabytes on V20, 32 or 64 on G6. Both do have micro SD card support. Battery size on the LG V20 is 3200, 3300 on G6. Again, Snapdragon 24 gigabytes RAM on V20, Snapdragon 21 and 4 on G6. G6 is waterproof. Both fingerprint scanners on the back, both USB-C. And that mostly covers it. So let me just show you here on the V20. You press right here. Can remove the back with the option there to remove the battery. So great feature for those who want it. So I'll say guys, I mean overall between the two phones, I do prefer the G6. But that's expected, you know, I mean it's half a year newer, which in smartphone terms is like an eternity. But both these phones, again, going for very different things. If you want the removable battery, if you want the second screen at the top, I think V20 is an excellent choice because it is a very, very fast phone and really not much wrong with it. Hardly have any glitches or anything like that. So would recommend the phone, especially because at this point the price has come down a little bit. But if you want to spend some extra money, you don't care as much about the removable battery, don't care as much about the second screen, then I think that G6 is an excellent choice. Definitely one of my favorite phones ever. So yeah everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Please subscribe for more in the future if you want to see more speed tests between both these phones and all the other major phones on the market. And as always, thanks for watching.